Despite being hailed as one of the greatest guitarists of all time, there are many contemporaries, collaborators, and even fans of Eric Clapton who aren't the biggest fans of his and have criticized everything from his music and guitar playing, his personality, and have even made wild claims that Eric has stolen music and has made a career out of appropriating black culture. Here are 7 rock stars who don't like Eric Clapton. If you enjoy the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. As someone who grew up listening and learning from Eric Clapton, Eddie Van Halen wasn't scared to express his opinions of the guitarist and said on multiple occasions that he thought Eric was only at his best when he was a junkie in Cream, and after that he didn't do much else as a guitar player, or at least that's what Eddie said in an interview with Howard Stern.
I hate to say it, but when he was a heroin addict, he was good. Yeah, he's trying to do B.B. King, B.B. King's got him beat because he's not B.B. King.
Not to say that Eddie hated Clapton because he had great respect for him as a musician, but he felt that Clapton peaked really early in his career and never did anything as significant as Cream since then. When the two first met, the two actually had the opportunity to go out for drinks, and Eddie would express his love of Clapton's work in Cream. However, things went sour between Clapton and Van Halen after Eddie and Brian May got together for a track called Blues Breaker, which was a tribute to Clapton. In Clapton's words, he found the track as an insult and couldn't believe how anyone could release something like that and call it a tribute. When Eddie heard that Clapton hated the song, he took back many of his compliments and said that when he saw Clapton live, there was no energy, there was no power behind it. Clapton's show was basically a Doobie Brothers act. Sometime after, while at a party in New York, a drunken Eddie tried to go up to Clapton and make amends for his past comments about him. But Clapton, who had just gotten sober, ignored Eddie and completely shunned Eddie away. When Eddie saw Clapton's behavior towards him, he said out loud, "Forget that teabag." After that incident, the two would never speak again. When Eric Clapton left the Yardbirds in 1965, it almost seemed like the band was never going to be able to survive or at least stay as successful as they were with Clapton in the band. But with Jeff Beck in Clapton's place as lead guitarist, the band soldiered on and went on to make great hits without Clapton. While Clapton's departure from the band was tough for many to digest, his ex-Yardbirds bandmates didn't miss Clapton and felt like it was a weight lifted off of their shoulders, having him out of the band. Yardbirds drummer Jim McCarty said Clapton was so difficult to work with. He only wanted to do blues and R&B tracks and nothing else. When the band was offstage, Clapton was always so moody. He would sit in the van without talking to anyone, and he was such a pain. Thank goodness he's gone. At the same time, when Jeff Beck joined the Yardbirds following Clapton's exit, Jeff Beck admitted that there was an uncomfortable rivalry between the two. It definitely had to do with who was the better guitarist between the two and who would reach greater success in the Yardbirds, and even later on in their solo careers. Jeff also elaborated that he found out from Eric's ex-wife Patty that there definitely was a rivalry. Clapton was particularly jealous over Jeff's collaboration with Stevie Wonder. He hated that Jeff had the opportunity to work with him, and Eric believed it should have been him. Fortunately, it seems that Eric and Jeff were able to bury the hatchet sometime down the line, and the two remained friends until Jeff's death in 2023. Another guitarist who both came under fire from Clapton and dished out his own criticism of Clapton was Ritchie Blackmore. According to Blackmore, his issue with Clapton had to do with Clapton's guitar playing, and Ritchie finds Clapton very overrated as a guitar player. While Ritchie respects Clapton as a person, he disliked Clapton's music because he felt Clapton focused too much on blues and never experimented with anything outside of that. He also finds it odd that Clapton gets roped in with players like Jeff Beck and Jimi Hendrix, who were innovators on guitar. Meanwhile, Clapton has been up to doing the same thing for the last 50 years. He feels that ever since the end of Cream, Clapton's progress on guitar became very stagnant and relied on the blues for far too long. Clapton's songs about the blues have become far too repetitive, and the truth is, Clapton could never come close to someone as the same caliber as B.B. King. Clapton is just a nostalgia act at this point and nothing else. Frank Zappa's disliking of Eric Clapton doesn't just stem from music, but rather a topic much more deep and personal than that. Zappa was particularly upset with Clapton's openness about his substance and drug use and said Clapton would be 100 times the player he was if he didn't spend so much time intoxicated. He listed Clapton as a perfect example of why everyone should avoid drugs, as Clapton struggled for decades with substance abuse and even titled and sung one of his songs about his long lived problem with coke. However, he did respect Eric and enjoyed some of his other songs, but felt like Eric was hindered by substances, and it was the reason why he was so distant with Eric Clapton during the few interactions the two had, and he preferred to stay away from Clapton given his extensive history with substance abuse. Pete Townshend was particularly critical of Eric Clapton's sound and many of the bands Clapton was a part of during the 60s and 70s. For example, Townshend didn't understand the public's obsession with Cream. In his words, he said that they sounded very empty and that the band would have been better off with a keyboard player. In terms of Eric Clapton, he said that he loved Clapton's playing, but not always his sound. In Cream, Clapton sounded so muffled with the sound of his Marshall stacks, and Townshend believed Clapton was far better off in his other bands like Traffic and Blind Faith. On the other hand, Pete also said that he believed that Clapton played it too safe by playing the blues for so many decades, and at this point, he feels like Clapton has beat the genre to death. He wished Clapton could have brought the same passion he had in Cream, but with more dynamics and texture, similar to an artist like Hendrix. Nonetheless, while the two have had a love hate relationship over the decades, the two seem to respect each other as musicians and appreciate each other as friends within the music business. While dating Clapton's drummer Jim Gordon, Rita Coolidge worked with Clapton and his band on the legendary track Layla and played the iconic piano part of the song. Despite her contributions to the song, Rita claims that Eric never gave her proper songwriting credit for the piano section of the song and wrote about this and her whole experience with Clapton in her memoir, Delta Lady. When she went to Clapton and his management about getting songwriting credits for the song, they completely ignored her, and she has been frustrated about it for decades. She later said that Clapton was very rude towards her and always made her feel like she was beneath him and that she felt cheated over the song, a song that very few people know that she played piano on and helped create. As someone who was friends with Clapton for decades and shared the stage with him numerous times, more recently, Robert Cray has changed his tune about Clapton and now says he wants nothing to do with him. Robert and Clapton, who had been touring buddies since the 80s, came to blows after Clapton's anti vaccine stance during the pandemic and believes Clapton has become so close minded and ignorant to the entire worldwide situation. Robert, who grew up in a segregated community during the 50s and 60s, took offense to Clapton's lyrics in a song where Clapton likened getting the vaccine to being a slave and wearing chains, which infuriated Robert. After listening to the song, Robert immediately emailed Clapton and was not happy with Clapton's answer about the lyrics of the song. Cray later said that the slaves Clapton was referring to in the song were the slaves from England from way back when. After analyzing Clapton's reply and the song, which is titled Stand and Deliver, Robert distanced himself entirely from Clapton and said that he no longer associates with Clapton anymore. Cray also pulled himself out of an upcoming tour where he would be supporting Eric and says he won't be working with him ever again. Anyways, guys, are you a fan of Eric Clapton? Do you support anyone's comments here about him? What's your opinion of Slowhand? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.